All right, hey, first and foremost, we give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash, a double honor to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, 144,000, the one-third man, women, and children in that order. This is Shemar Allah.
Lawyer.
And we're with the Great Millstone chapter out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hey, we're back at you, man. With, hey, as true watchmen, what are we supposed to do, man? We're supposed to sound off on our enemy, see him coming a mile away. So this video was sent to me by one of my coworkers, and he tends to send me a lot of stuff. But I'm gonna play this video. Then we're going to do a few definitions, and then we're gonna grab some scriptures too that coincide with what's going on, and then that will be it. But as far as this one goes, never trust thine enemy. And hey, it takes that knowledge and that wisdom and that knowledge to understand who your enemy is, man. But without further ado, here's the video.
They said these substances would analyze your data, your thoughts, your emotions. They knew if you're lying by a voice inflection app. Also, they knew if you're lying by a polygraph test with your sweat glands, they can do that. Also, your blood sugar level, your electrolytes, your breathing. Also, if you're having sex, they are interested in that. If you're drinking alcohol, if you're taking drugs, they know everything about you. Literally, they said they could do it. So they were going to analyze this data, and then they had an algorithm that a computer would be in charge of. And every time you lied, even a little white lie about where you were, the smartphone would know it immediately by these parameters and give you an instant repercussion. And then also over, let's say, 1 to 3 months, all the lies would be added up, and then you would be considered either a good human or a bad human, and the computer would allot you a social credit system. Please look at what's going on, because if we consent to these things, if we consent to more and more of this technology, to these digital passports, and accept these kind of experimental things inside of our bodies, one day it'll be too late. We won't be able to act on it. We won't be able to think enough to act on it. So I say that this is the end game of all games. This is do or die right now. It's about human 1.0. Do you value being a human? Do you value having freedom of thought and to love? If you do, then you stand up now and you say no. You say no and take our human rights back. We gave them away. I've had a glimpse into the future of us if we do nothing, if we just accept what is being told to us. We do what they tell us to do. And I don't have human words to tell you how awful and horrible it will be. And not just for us, for our children. So we have to do something right now. This is why I spend my time. I do it for free, because what else is there without freedom? You can't love, you can't be freedom of thought. You're not a human. Do not let this agenda go forward. Please open your eyes. It's not just about the United States. It's not just about this political party. Around the world, this is being mirrored. Everyone's saying the same thing. There are other entities or corporations running the show. In effect, I think a big coup happened. We didn't even know it happened. And so are you going to let them get away with their agenda about depopulating many of us and then ultimately controlling us? Because that's essentially what it is. That's what it comes down to.
So again, hey, this is the agenda of the elites and ushering in the New World Order. They're all confederate against who? Against the nation of Israel, man. And as we speak, they're implementing these laws, and they're bringing in these draconian
measures. Yeah.
But I want to go into the word gradualism. Starting off first.
I got the definition of
go ahead.
Gradualism here, and then I'm gonna go into pretty much the theory of gradualism. Mm-hmm. This is the Oxford definition of gradualism. It's a policy of gradual reform rather than sudden change or revolution. So for those of you who wouldn't necessarily understand the definition, gradual reform is like something that's happening consistently and slowly, rather than all of a sudden, like something that just popped up out of nowhere. They're slowly making these changes through gradualism. That's what gradualism is.
And that ultimately that keeps you asleep into where you're not even recognizing what's going on, because they're doing it so slowly but surely. Like they'll implement something, they'll take something away, and before you know it, you're already in the midst of it without even knowing it. You know, and it's like a almost like it's like it's making you go to sleep almost. It's like rocking you to sleep. Like, you know, you rock a baby to sleep, you take your time, you're slowly rocking it, you're slowly, you know what I'm saying?
Keeping you in a docile state of mind. But, I'm gonna go back to this example of gradualism. The definition of gradualism is the slow and gradual changes that happen within an organism or society to make a better environmental fit for animals and humans. So, in the eyes of the elites, they believe that it is environmentally fit for them to make these gradual changes, like implementing mandatory vaccines or the mandatory implantation, Salakia, the jab, and the mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast,
the RFID chip, which is yet to come. The jab right now is not the mark of the beast. It's a segue. It's a precursor to the mark of the beast. And these are it's like they're running tests to see what the populace will allow and who's resisting, who's going along to be along and who's resisting. And it's also it's cornering those that are of the elect, because they know that we are not going to adhere to their draconian laws or their different
these things that they're going to become mandatory over
things they prescribed.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 10.
This right here, I'm gonna grab this right quick. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:4, and it reads, it says, "Who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he is the Most High, so that he is the power, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is a power." And that's pretty much what Edom is doing with the way he's going about. Like, you go back to what gradualism is and what he talked about, is like what he feels that the people should be doing. It's like, who are you? Who are you?
Slow and steady.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Esau, like you hear a lot of people say, slow and steady wins the race. Well, this is what Esau is doing through his gradualism and through his draconian law. But
That's
if
right.
you go into those words, I'm going to go into opposeth and exalted from
ahead.
2 Thessalonians 2
Go
and
ahead.
4. When you go into the word opposite, this is how it's said in the Greek. Slakia. Slakia Akim. Here we go.
Strong's G 480. Antikamai.
That's the Greek.
Antikamai.
And that word, I see anti up in there. So when you go into it, it says to be set over against, opposite to oppose, be adverse to, withstand. So through the Spirit, I'm discerning. I see the word adverse, and I automatically think of the word adversary.
Okay. Let's go to 1 Peter then.
Fine.
Bring it out. 1 Peter 5 and 8.
But I just want to go back to exalted as well, so they'll know these definitions.
Go ahead.
This is definition of exalted.
Strong's G 5229. Huperairo. Huperairo.
And when you go into that, exalted, it says, Salakia, Satan messing with these damn, Satan is messing with this phone, Salakia Akim. Exalted, the definition is to lift or raise up over something, to lift oneself up, be exalted, be haughty. So you say first
And,
Peter.
look, and before you grab that, roughly paraphrasing, hey, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dost in the cliff of the rock. That's talking about Esau. The pride of your heart have deceived you. The Lord has given you the power to do what you do, and you think it's you. And the Lord's about to bring you down, man, because you've exalted yourself above the Most High, the Creator of all things in existence.
But if you go into where it says opposeth, we going back to opposeth where we got into adversary. We're going to 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8.
Bring it
Be
out.
sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, the one who opposeth himself above Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
And how's he doing that? Through this jab, through the mark of the beast when it comes along, the RFID chip. You know, he wants to devour and take over everybody. You know, and people are getting put to death because of the jab. You know, this devil is a roaring lion, as the scriptures say, who walking and seeking whom he may devour. That's the reason why you got Bill Gates all over and Land of Ham, jabbing everybody. He's doing Esau's doing experiments on the populace. This is a damn devil, man, who has no regard for life. Go ahead.
I got a precept here.
Hold on, Slocky. Let's finish that real quick. Now, before you grab that, let me finish 9. Slocky, you know what? Just go to what you got.
Obadiah verse 3 and 4. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. That's talking about Esau, who's proud as hell, who's lifted up, whose habitation is high. His mindset, he has a very haughty mindset.
That's right.
That's also talking about when they dwelled in the clefts where they were high up. But you know, he's also exalted in his heart. That saith in his heart.
Well, you see that today. Look, they stay in the high rise,
Yeah.
brick buildings. You know, hey, this devil, man, he's showing himself. If you read these scriptures, you'll know who's who, and this devil is really exposing himself, man. Or I would say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is exposing this devil. Go ahead, Slocky.
Yeah, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai created Esau. Maybe when you go into Psalm the 17th chapter, I believe that is, it talks about Esau being the sword of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But let me finish this. Obadiah verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Because Esau, he doesn't believe that he's going to be brought down. When you talk to the average American, they don't believe that America is going to be destroyed. When you tell them America will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, they scoff and laugh, man. Like Esau, he's lifted up. The average Edomite is very lifted up. Let me finish this though.
Look at when 9/11 happened. How afraid these Edomites were, and how distraught they were. This off 2 buildings being blown up. Could you imagine? You know, they're not gonna be ready for this. Thief of the night, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, you look at the dollar bill, you look at the quarter. You see the eagle on the dollar bill and on the quarter. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, when they
went up to the
moon,
when they so-called went up into the moon.
Exactly. When they so-called went up to the moon and they put that flag there and it said, they said the eagle has landed. That was their way of trying to scoff at Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, proud as hell, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is not only going to bring Esau's kingdom down and humble him, he's going to be cut off.
Forever.
After
1,000 years of hardcore
I might as well bring that out. This is the book of Obadiah, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, northern and southern kingdom. And the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, just like they devoured us. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai have spoken it.
Amen. You hear it.
That's clear cut right there, man. Because you devils, you've been proud for a long time, and you know the Renaissance is where you came back into power.
That's right.
You know, and you went around the world setting up laws, you know, and creating empires based off of the rape, robbery, and murder, oppression, and slavery of other people. And you know you've had no regard for anybody but yourselves, man.
That's right. Hey, well, with that being said, we wanted to give you a quick hit. First and foremost, we want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Hey, double honors to our apostles, elders, a great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, 144,000 and one-third man, women, and children. That order. Again, this is Shemar Allah.
Lawyer.
And Lord willing, you were edified through this quick hit. And again, we'll be back at you again, man. As the elders say, on to the next. Shalom.
Shalom.